As we prepared for this program, Professor King and I talked about this, about the fact that you depend on commodities, and he had a couple of questions he wanted to ask you about that.
Right.
Well, I'm just wondering, and hearing what you just said in this last exchange about your attitude and your approach, the general public has a perception about industries that depend upon commodities, that
Right.
the fluctuations of prices are wild. It must be difficult to maintain that optimism that you talk about in that area, and when prices are so uncertain.
Yeah, right.
What do you remember about that?
Well, the interesting thing is, for years, commodities didn't change that much. I would say during our entire gluten experience, there was very little change in the commodity market. The time the commodities really started to mean something to us was, again, in the early 90s. Obviously we were going through the gluten problem at that time. And then the commodities started to become very volatile. And I remember when we got into the worst shape, when our business really was in danger of going out of business, really that was when corn went from, shall we say, 2.5 a bushel to $8. Obviously, a company that's dependent so much on the price of commodities, that really made a tremendous difference in our company. We went through a very difficult period. We could have gone out of business. Again, it could have easily happened. We didn't give up. We tried to develop around the problem of higher commodity prices and tried to save money in our company in every way we could. We were finally able to maintain ourselves until commodity prices became more reasonable. But that was a very difficult time in our history.
And it wouldn't just be commodity prices as part of your production, but energy prices. You went
Absolutely.
you went through some periods where the cost of energy went
That's right.
significantly higher.
And became very significant. And as I say, unfortunately, it all seemed to hit us at the same time. And that was a very difficult time in our history. In fact, our stock went to 50 cents a share from 15 and more. And we had some very good advice early in our organization. And there's no doubt there are companies that would have loved to have bought our company at 50 cents a share. But we had developed this preferred stock ability where the preferred stock had to agree to a sale. And therefore, people could not just come in and take over our company, because if the preferred stock said, no, we're not going to deal with you, they couldn't deal with us. So preferred stock helped us during that period to stay in control of our company. It also was very important during our proxy fight, was the position of our preferred stockholders, where this management that was trying to take over our operation, if they couldn't get the preferred stock, we still had control of our company. These were very difficult times. I won't try to kid you on that. And they were the times that we kind of pulled ourselves together and saved as much money as we could and survived.
In the discussion of commodities brings to mind a relationship. We spent a lot of time talking about your relationship with customers, but you also have relationships with suppliers. For example, every harvest season, the people of Atchison see all the trucks lined up on Main Street delivering product to your plant. Tell us about your relationship that you built with your suppliers.
Well, I think we built a good relationship with them as well. In fact, I can remember during the time that we were buying directly from local people, that we developed a plan of we would bring hamburgers out and give it to the people that were waiting in line. We just had people that believed in us. And I think that was very important when we got into trouble, because our suppliers Our customers alike had confidence in us, kept doing business with us. We were able to survive economically, but believe me, it was the attitude of the suppliers and the customers that helped us tremendously. And that's why I think that's the kind of an attitude you've got to develop. You cannot, I don't think you can, I've seen people survive that way, but I just don't believe, my own opinion is that a company doesn't survive if they don't develop this kind of a relationship with their customers, their employees, and their suppliers.
Do you know how far of a range those, speaking of those truckers, the bringing in the suppliers, how far do they come?
I think at one time probably they came from 50 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
And they still do. However, of course, as we've gotten much larger, a lot more of our business is developed around buying commodities on the open market, and it isn't quite the same.
Yes.
But those people did come from as far away as 50, probably 60 miles away.
Did you ever think of talking to the railroad about your idea of giving hamburgers away to people who are waiting?
Nope. No, we just kind of, again, and like I've talked about so many times, it's just what we did as time went on.
Mhm.